And the Uttama Kalpa Parihara will be the persons who are who are in very close contact with the priests and all. If they do perform the Rudra Yaga, it will be a very effective solution for the Navagraha Badhas in their life.
Correct.
Coming to the part of only Ishvara on the day of Shivaratri, in Rudradhyaya only they say that Sankarshana Swarupi. They called Shiva as Sankarshana Swarupi. The word Sankarshana is Samyak Akarshayate iti Sankarshana. The person who attracts, he is called as Sankarshana. The person who attracts all the negative energies around us, all the badhas in the horoscope, all the badhas of 9 planets, he is called as Sankarshana. That's why the only soft and only sattvic performance of Shiva Puja on this auspicious day of Shivaratri will give a lot of parihara as he is Sankarshana. The only thing is, Shiva is also called as the Mano Abhimani, means the person who controls our Manasu, the mind. If we try to meditate on that night of Shivaratri, a lot of cosmic energy will generate in the night of Shivaratri. If we open up our all chakras to the cosmos on the night of Shivaratri, automatically we will get a solution or the hint of solution by the grace of Lord Shiva on this auspicious day. Coming to, as we are talking about Dharma Shastra itself, in the whole Dharma Shastra, I think in Atharvana Rahasya, they suggest about the 11 nights, Ekadasha Ratri. Which are those Ekadasha Ratris? 9 comes in Navaratris, from Ashvija Shukla Padhyatu or Pratipadatu, Ashvija Shukla Navami. And the 10th one is Mahashivaratri. And the 11th one is the night time of Holi. The Purnima, the Falguna Shukla Purnima is called as 11th night. It is the Ekadasha Ratri. All these 11 nights, in these 11 nights, a lot of cosmic energy is generated around the solar system. In order to Akarshana, or in order to attract that positive cosmic energy in ourselves or in our houses or in our horoscope, we must pray before Lord Shiva or do puja and all in this auspicious day of Mahashivaratri. Once we connect ourselves to the cosmos, then we can come in touch with the astrology and astrology oriented all issues in a very small time. Because there is a proverb in Sanskrit called as Manayeva Manushyanam Karanam Sukadukka Yoho. Mind is the only reasons for happiness and all sorrows in life. If we try to attract this Manakaraka Shiva on the auspicious day of Shivaratri, automatically we can learn astrology, we can give solutions, and we can extract the solution from that horoscope, and we can accumulate a lot of knowledge and all the cosmic energies also by worshipping Lord Shiva on this Shivaratri. As Chandra is also main part of astrology, there are 2 types of calculation in astrology. One Sauramana calculation and Chandramana calculation. Chandramana calculation comes in South India That too, I think Tamil Nadu and Kerala are mostly using the Chandramana calculations. They do. That's why they don't have any Adhika Masa or Malamasas. We the people calculate in Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, in all North India, we do calculate as our Sauramana calculation, we do get this Adhika Masa. As Chandra Mana calculation is important in prediction, and Prashna Shastra also gives a lot of importance to Chandramana itself. That's why if we get the grace of Lord Chandra along with Shiva, automatically the astrological people, who are the astrologers and who are studying astrology, they will get a lot of abundance of knowledge by worshipping Lord Shiva. And with respect to Rahu, Rahu we call it as a Papagraha, and we do compare Rahu with the Mlechas, a small community in our India. And Rahu is called as the Ugra Graha also. And by locating Rahu Graha, the all defense-oriented persons, the police, and the persons who are in the illegal activities, and the negative energies, and the persons who are tantrics, means not the positive tantrics, the negative tantrics, they come under the shade of Rahu Graha. If we are, as we are seeing the war has been declared between Russia and Ukraine.
Yes.
And we can see the smell of the World War II among the countries of the world. This causes by the destruction of Rahu. Because I think we are very near with the transit of Saturn, Shani, from Makar Rashi to Kumbha Rashi now. This may cause a very heavy threat of war across the world. The main cause will be the Rahu. In order to eradicate or to control Rahu, the puja, patha or worshipping Lord Shiva is most essential. And the persons who are in what we call as these public issues, or the politicians who do want a lot of what we say this the power and the main power to do governance in state or any category, they must worship Lord Shiva in this Shivaratri in order to get the grace of Rahu.
Also on that day, I think Moon is in Capricorn Rashi itself.
Yeah.
Moon, Mars, Venus, and Mercury, Saturn. All these planets. Rahu is aspecting Moon on Capricorn sign on that day. And Moon is also in Capricorn Navamansha.
Yeah.
So this position of Moon and aspecting Rahu, Moon, I think this is also an important combination on that specific day.
Yeah.
If anybody is facing problem related to Moon Rahu, or what we call that, Moon Rahu, can we call it a Grahana Dosh also? In the
it comes under Grahana only.
Yeah, so if anybody...
Ketu Grasta Surya Grahana and Rahu Grasta Chandra Grahana, it is
both
likely to be known.
And on that day, Moon Saturn is combining on this Capricorn Rashi, so Vish Yoga is also creating.
We can use, I think, 29, the first is the Shivaratri, comes in on the Mangalvara, means the very third day of the week.
Yes.
If we concentrate on Puja also, it is very auspicious day in order to gather the cosmic energy.
Yeah, because of Mangalvara.
Yeah.
And Mars is also in the same Rashi.
Yeah.
So
on that day we can find the Panchagra Sanyoga Yoga, I think.
Yeah, so that's why this upcoming Mahashivratri is important.
Yeah.
With respect to this combination, Moon Rahu, Moon Saturn, Mars.
Moon and Mars.
Yeah. So this is equally important for Jyotishis also. Like you have.
It is most important for Jyotishis only. Because if we accumulate a lot of knowledge or any cosmic energy like this, automatically it works a lot.
Correct. So this is a very wonderful discussion. So I'm going to upload this part of whole conversation regarding Shivratri by tomorrow only.
Yeah.
Let people get some benefits out of this conversation.
Yeah.
So they will get some, maybe they will do Rudrabhishek or some remedies related to Lord Shiva on that day. Thank you, sir, for this wonderful explanation about Shivratri and the significations connected with Jyotish. Yeah, so now we can continue with
Madhyama Kalpa.
Yeah, four philosophies you are talking.
These 4 parts of Shanti, as I said, Japatarpana, Homa and Dana, we can't consider a single planet in the Shanti. Because if we start concentrating on a single planet while predicting, automatically among the rest of 8 planets, 3 may harm likely. 3 may, because each and every planet will be having its own radiation on other planet. Because the small example is, if a person of Meena Rashi is having a Rahu Brahaspati Sandhi Yoga, and he is also affected by Sadesat, and also he is having Kuja in the 5th house. In this time, if we concentrate only on planets, means the solution will be like this. Rahu Brahaspati Sandhi Shanti, one of the remedy, and the Sarpa Shanti or Kuja Shanti for the 5th house Kuja, and the Shani Shanti for Sadesat. If we calculate the remedy only in astrological part, in Madhyama Kalpa, will be only this much. But if we collaborate the astrology with Dharma Shastra, the person who is having Rahu Brahaspati Sandhi Dosha will be automatically having the Shatrubada also. Because Rahu is an cosmic, it is a negative energy generated Graha or planet, and Guru is totally adverse to that planet. Rahu is a negative part, Guru is totally a positive part. Rahu resembles rage, anger and each and everything. Guru says about only peace and to maintain silence or do meditation or anything like that. Along with that, the Panchama Kuja, he is also fire oriented, anger oriented, and from Meen Rashi, the 5th house will be the Karkataka Rashi. That Adhipati is also Chandra. Then automatically Chandra will act according to Kuja. There, this person of Meen Rashi also suffers with depression or any mental disorder by Kuja. And along with this, he is having Sadesat. If the Shani is in Kumbha Rashi, it is very much okay, because it will be the starting part of Sadesat for him. But if the Sadesat in Mesha Rashi, it will be the third circle of Sadesat, automatically he will face a lot of financial distractions.
Correct.
In this part, the only Shantis of Kuja, Shani, Rahu and Guru will not at all work on the person. Including these all Graha Shantis, they must come through Dharma Shastra, and should ask the person or the victim to, along with the performance of these Graha Shantis, he must come with the Patha or Parayana of Vishnu Sahasranama, because Chandra and Kuja are totally clubbed in Karkataka Rashi. And Karkataka Rashi is the very next Rashi to Mithuna Rashi. And from Chandra's Rashi, that Karkataka Rashi, the 12th Rashi will be the Mithuna Rashi. Means the grace of Vishnu will help the Chandra to come across the Kuja. Automatically, the chanting of Vishnu Sahasranama Parayana will be okay for him. And with coming to Sade Sat and Sandhi Shanti and Rahu and Brahaspati, the Prayaschitta part, in order to perform and Shat Pranava Mahamrutyunjaya Yaga or Mrutyunjaya Kalpa, and to perform a Lakshmi Narayana Hridaya Yaga or Parayana will be an complete parihara for this person.
Okay.
Why we added this Vishnu Sahasranama Parayana and Prayaschitta Mrutyunjaya Yaga and also Lakshmi Narayana Hridaya Parayana means if a person suffers Sade Sat, the last part of Sade Sat will be Manasika Himsa. When the person comes in the last 2.5 years of Sade Sat, he will not at all have the concentration in his daily life and in professional life, and he will not have any person to support him either morally or financially, and he will lose all the confidence among his family, friends, and each and everywhere he performs this job and all. In order to boost him up, we need the Lakshmi Narayana Hridaya Yaga to assist him financially, to assist him morally, and to assist him in the view of society also. Yes. As I said, the Parayana of Vishnu Sahasranama gives pushti to Kuja and Chandra. He will get a firm decision making mind by that Vishnu Sahasranama. If at all, before giving all these pariharas, if he had decided to quit his life or to commit suicide or to go across the world renouncing his family, that will be twisted and screwed by this Mahamrutyunjaya Yaga. I think a question rises in this, as Mrutyunjaya mantra is used generally by each and every person in order to eradicate the apamrityu badha.
Health problems.
Yeah, and now we are using it to give strength to that victim. The Mrutyunjaya mantra itself says Pushti and Vardhanam. Trembakam yajamahe sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam. This Pushti means abundance. And Vardhanam means to grow along the sky limit. Which type of Pushti and which type of Vardhanam we means? Sugandhim. Sugandhi means the financial abundance and the moral abundance. He will be having of Rajavashya, Janavashya, and all the Adhikari Vashya. Sugandhi means all these three things. Sugandhim. Gandha means the fragrance. Su means the money or anything which creates happiness. In the materialistic life, the thing which creates happiness is money. None other thing than money creates happiness in the materialistic life. Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam will work on that victim in order to create abundance in family, in society, and also in the financial sector. If we use this Shat Pranava part, means the Mruta Sanjeevani mantra for this person, automatically it will work along with his problems. Some will say that we do have some people who suggest or who know a single meaning of mantras, automatically they won't use at all. They are restricted and made their mindset that Mrutyunjaya mantra is only for apamrityu badha or to eradicate the this manana dosha or to eradicate the diseases and all. No, Mrutyunjaya mantra is having more than 14 prayogas. We can use it to any part of life. As Ajurveda, it it is a Veda which showers abundance in each and every person's life. This mantra comes in Yajur Shaka only. It gives abundance.
Correct. You are
We
correct.
do have
In Prashna Marga also, in one chapter, it is mentioned the application of Mrityunjay mantra not only for health, but for some other purposes also.
Yeah. And this after this Mrityunjay, I think before this Mrityunjay mantra, a part comes in Rudradhyaya. Manastu ketana gemana ayushimano goshumano ashveshuririsha. This part we do use for Bhasmadharana and all, and to collect the Bhasma from the fire pond or Yagna Kunda as prasadam. This thing, this mantra is such an effective mantra for the persons who are fighting to lead their life, because there we pray Lord Shiva to give us abundance in Manastoke. Make us an abundant person in whole society. Mana Tanaye, receive me as your child. Mana Ayushi, give me a lot of Ayushya or the lineage in my life. Mano Goshu, give me the Go Sampat. Go Sampat is one of the first and foremost Sampat of our Indian philosophy. In previous yugas, in Dwapara Yuga and Treta Yuga and Krita Yuga, a person who is called as Chakravarti, he must be having a capacity of donating or giving a dana of 1,00,000 cows each and every day. If he was having the capacity of giving 1,00,000 cow as dana, then that person will be called as Chakravarti.
Okay.
Lord Yudhishthira, Dasharatha, Janaka Maharaja, and Bali Chakravarti, these people, they had this capacity of donating 1,00,000 cow in each and every day. That's why Mano Goshu. Go means it's also Veda. Veda Sampat is also Sampat. Veda is also abundance. Give us the abundance of Veda. Mano Ashveshu Ririshaha. Ashwa means the power. Ashwa means the luxury. Because as we know, the chariot, it is led by Ashwa Sonse. Ashwa means horse. The person who is having chariot, he will be a first and foremost person of the city or state. As we have the chief ministers and prime ministers now in this materialistic life and this Kali Yuga, in those times, the person who is having chariot, he is called as a richest person of that society. In that Yajushaka, in that mantra, we pray Lord to give us all this abundance. After getting all this abundance, we do have that Mrityunjaya part of mantra.
Yeah,
why do we...
at the end, like when Chamadam finishes, at the end, I think there's the Mrityunjaya mantra starts.
Yeah, why do pray like this? In order to enjoy all these abundance, we need life. Correct. We need the grace of Lord Shiva to be present in order to enjoy all this abundance.
Yeah, if we don't have life, then what is the use of gaining all these?
Yeah. These all Veda mantras, these are also in Samadhi Bhasha only. Each and every word of Veda is having 3 meanings. The first one is the Mula Artha, means the main Artha of Veda or the Sanskrit. Another meaning is the meaning which comes for the Abhimani Devata. As Rudradhyaya is for Ishvara, it comes in the meaning in form of Rudradeva. And another one is, while taking Raksha, we do pray before the fire god, Agni Deva. There, while collecting the Bhasma, we ask Agni to give us wealth, to give us strength, to give us an long-lasting life, to give us abundance in society. These 3 meanings will come across each and every Veda mantra. That's why we must know the small tactic of using Veda mantra in a proper location. If we know to set that location, automatically we can use each and every mantra for the astrological solutions.
Correct.
This comes under this Madhyama Kalpa only. In this japa part, the first part we come across japa. Japa is a thing where we chant a single mantra continuously with a fixed number of times. As we know, Ekadasha or Dwadasha Sahasra japa for Surya, Dasha Sahasra means 10,000 japa for Chandra, 7,000 japas for Kuja or Mangala, 17,000 japas for Buddha, 16,000 japas for Guru, 20,000 japas for Shukra, 19,000 or 23,000 for Shani, 18,000 for Rahu, and 19,000 for Ketu.
Okay, so now I have one question.
Yeah.
Like for Saturn, okay, so we have two numbers, 19 and 23. So people say we are considering 19 and we are considering 23 when we add the, what we call, Devata and Adhidevata.
Adhidevata and Pratyadhidevata, yes.
So if we add all numbers, then it is to 23.
Yeah.
Is it correct? Or if I go with the Mahadasha system, then we have this 19. Okay. So now my question is, like, these japas are based on the Vimshottari Dasha.
Yeah.
So let's say in North India, like Yogini Dasha system is very famous. Okay, so let's say if I'm using Yogini Dasha or some other Ashtotri Dasha, then how can I prescribe this direction like this?
No. There is a specific instruction in Vedas to perform the japas.
Yes.
According to that, this Vimshottari Dasha Paddhati is an accurate calculation with respect to japas.
Okay.
Why we had made it 23,000 means in more this 23,000 it had came in practice itself. Let me explain you in detail. There are three parts in solution. In giving any solution, or the priest must have the knowledge of three parts while doing solution. Those three parts are one Shrauta solution and Smartha solution and Acharatva solution.
Okay.
Puranokta Vidhi, Vedokta Vidhi, Acharatva Vidhi.
Okay.
This Yogini calculation and other calculation of Mahardashas, it comes under Puranokta.
Okay.
This Vimshottari calculation comes under Vedokta.
Okay.
And this 23,000, it is an exception calculation of Acharatva. Acharatva means if we do have a person as Guru, he will be in practice of performing japas daily. One fine morning, he realizes that 19,000 japa is not sufficient for Saturn. It is better to perform 23,000.
Okay.
Automatically, he teaches the same thing to his disciples.
And then he teaches
by paying patience and to his Guru and to keep a lot of hope on his Guru. With that mindset, the Shishya also follows the 23,000 part.
Okay. So this is only applicable for Saturn or for every planet?
No. This Acharatva, it is called as Swayam Siddhi. Acharatva principle works on Swayam Siddhi. The main example is, the best example is what we do have now. In South India, the Gayatri Japa will be made only by the hands.
Correct. So
by using hand, Anguli Agras, we do calculate Gayatri Japa while performing Sandhya Vandana or Prayashchitta Japa or anything.
Yes, while learning Sandhya Vandana, my teacher also taught me to calculate.
To calculate this. This is the original method, or it is this is the Vedanta part, the Vedic part. But if we come to North India, each and every japa will be done by the mala only.
Yes.
It might be Shiva Panchakshari or Rama Taraka Mantra or Lakshmi Mantra or Gayatri Mantra or Mrutyunjay Mantra.
Also sometimes they ask which mala.
Which mala, yes. We do have the bifurcation of malas in Pancharatra Agama. We will make a separate session for that because it is also a very big topic. Let us go through that also. And it is lightly related to astrology also.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do that. This part of calculating japas in beads, it is a acharatva principle. The Guru had followed to perform japas by the malas. Automatically, he had taught the same thing to his disciples. There the Siddhanta of Acharya is also valid as he had attained salvation in that mode.
Correct.
We do have lot of shakas, lot of branches in performing rituals in India. But coming to the main part of rituals, it is divided into three parts. Puranokta, Vedokta and Acharatva. This 23,000 japa comes under the Acharatva principle. We do have a solution called Vimshottari Navagraha Shanti. Vimshottari Navagraha Shanti. The person who is not at all having horoscope, if he comes before an astrologer, and that astrologer, if he doesn't know the part of Prashna Marga or anything, then he can suggest this Vimshottari Navagraha Shanti to the person who had came as a client to that astrologer.
So what we have to do in that?
I will say that. And then while performing the Shashti Purti, in some parts, we do see two types of Shashti Purtis. Some persons, they perform when they complete 59 and if they come to 60th, they perform one Shanti. And some persons, after completing 60, they perform that Shanti. That is called as Ugrarata Shanti. In Vedic terms, it is called as Ugrarata Shanti. While performing Ugrarata Shanti, he must perform this Vimshottari Navagraha Shanti.
Okay.
Vimshottari Navagraha Shanti means performance of Navagraha Shanti according to the number suggested in Vimshottari Mahardasha. In that Shanti, they strictly say us and instruct us to give 1900 ahutis to Shani as the Shani Mahardasha is of 19 years.
19 years.
And there they don't include Adhidevata and Pratyadhidevata in this 10% calculation also. Because as while performing japa, if we do 19,000 Shani Dasha japa, Shani Mantra japa, 1900 of Prajapati and 1900 of Yama must be also performed along with that. There in Shanti they say clearly that the Ahuti Sankhya of Adhidevata and Pratyadevata is not compulsory. You may give the 1900 means 1190 Sankhya for Adhidevata and Pratyadevata, or you can do it as 19 also.
Depend upon the Acharya.
Depend upon the time, space and the person who is performing. Here, this sentence of that Vimshottari Navagraha Prayoga, it is a perfect proof of Shani Mahardasha and Shani Mantra Japa for us. Because as Ugra Rata Shanti is a Vedic performance, it is not an Puranokta Mantra Havana. It is an Vedic Mantra Havana where we use the same Rudradhyayas mantra. Stoishrutam Garta Sadaivanam Braganna Bhimam Apatnam Ugram Mradajaritre Rudrastavano Anyante Asman Nivapat Tusena Aha. This mantra will be used in Ugra Rata Shanti. While suggesting the Vedic performance, if they suggest the Sankhya of the Japa means, it is a clear proof of performing the Navagraha Japa also.
Correct. So now I have two questions in this.
Yeah.
First thing is like we have a fixed number depending on the Vimshuddhi Dasha system. Okay, like for Rahu we have 18 years. But some people also suggest to perform this japa like 1 lakh, 1,25,000 like this. Is that a correct method, or we have to do 18,000 only for Rahu?
No. When we concentrate on Rahu only, the question made by you is accurately correct. When we have, for example, all planets are in very likely state in an horoscope, and the person comes to you in order to perform in an election. You need the Rahu Graha to be more powerful while performing in an election. At that time, you have an adjacent way to monetize Surya for his victory in election by chanting Aditya Hridaya and all. But while coming to Rahu, you must suggest him to perform a lakh japa. There is also a proof for this in Veda. According to Yuga Dharma, there is a sutra called Kalau Chatur Gunitau.
4 times we have.
4 times more than the japa suggested by Granthas.
So there
automatically
is
18 plus that Adidevata and Pratyadevata, 1800 plus 1800 will cross around 20,000. If we make it 4 times means the excluding this 20,000, 4 times extra means it comes to 1 lakh.
Correct.
That pramana, that proof will be suggested by astrologer. If he is totally well versed in astrology, he suggests that.
Okay, so now I have another question in this. I have read in, I think, Rudrayamal Tantra. So I have a Hindi translation with me. So in that, I don't know whether the translation is correct or not. So you can guide us better. So there it's mentioned in Rudrayamal Tantra to like for Shani, for Saturn. Bij mantra, tantric mantra is Pram Prim Pram Sa Shaneshwaraya Namaha. So 19,000 into 4. So author is writing in the note section ki, in Kali Yuga, every Bij mantra, tantric mantra we have to do 4 times. Vedic mantra we can do it as a simple numbers like 19,000 Shani. So if we do Vedic mantra chanting Shanti, then 19,000 is it. But if you do Bij mantra or tantric mantra, we have to make it 4 times. And if you do Puranic mantra like Nilanjana Samapasam Vai Putram Yamagragam, so we have to do this thing also 4 times. Is it correct?
No, this Kalau Chatur Gunito, the person who has written that, the author is also having the same meaning of Kalau Chatur Gunito.
Yes.
Kalau Chatur Gunito is a sutra which applies to all the chantings or all the japas in Kali Yuga. But it is not applicable to each and everything.
Okay.
Because while we often do Deva Puja and Sandhya Vandana and all, if we apply that Kalau Chatur Gunito, there is a strict restriction of performing only 3,000 Gayatri Japa per day in Gayatri Tantram also, and in Surya Tantram also, and in Purusha Sukta, that Rigveda Bhashya also, we do have strict regulation of performing only 3,000 Gayatri Japas.
Yeah, so that is for the Gayatri Sandhya Vandana. Okay, but I am saying only for the Graha Shanti.
No. Overall, if the sutra is applicable to each and everything means it must be always applicable to this first and foremost ritual which do perform daily.
Okay.
That sutra is only for the rare practices of pujas. And the performance and the usage of Tantrika mantra in giving astrological solution is very rare. because we do have the Kannada translation of these Tantrika Mantra books also here in our state. But those are not at all so easy to use and to bear their effects also. Because in Kali Yuga, that's why Vedas are very much popular in Kali Yuga. Puranas are more than Vedas in Kali Yuga. But the Agamokta Pariharas, what you say, what you use, these Tantrika mantras, it is not at all safe in Kali Yuga.
Correct.
That's why the performance of 19,000 japa is more than sufficient for the person. If we apply this Kalau Chatur Gunito Sutra to that, means it will create a lot of energy, and the person, the victim, he can't bear that energy.
Okay.
As we know, the simple mantra, the Gayatri mantra, which is called as mother of all mantras, it is constituted by 24 aksharas, 24 alphabets. Each and every alphabet states all the 24 tattvas of our body. Only 24 into 1000 is 24,000, into 3 is 72,000. The 72,000 aksharas create a lot of menace in our body. The persons who are regularly performing 3,000 Gayatri Japa will have a lot of energy in him. Speaking you honestly, there is a doctor called as, I think Karanth, his name.
Okay.
He stays, it is in, I think in Dakshina Kannada. He is a general physician. He is a general physician and he is a Upasaka of Sridhar Swami. We do have a local sage called Sridhar Swami here in Karnataka. He is called as Dattavatari and he is a very cosmic oriented person also. One time that person, he is of a Smartha Sampradaya person. He used to follow Raghavendra Swami, including, as he is from Smartha family, he used to worship the Vaishnava Swamiji called Raghavendra here in Karnataka. One day while performing his japa, a person came and said him that Sridhar Swami has visited your place. He is calling you for darshan, you please come. This person was prejudiced that he is having only one guru called Raghavendra Swami. He is not at all liking to bow his head before any saints and sages.
Okay.
As he was performing the cosmic mantra of Gayatri Japa of 3,000, morning 1,000, afternoon 1,000 and evening 1,000 in 3 schedules, he attained that lot of cosmic energy. The person, Sridhar Swami himself, came to his clinic to see him and asked him, that I am the only person who is Raghavendra Swami there in Mantralaya and the Sridhar Swami in this Sagara. I came here to see you in order to say you that as you are chanting this Gayatri mantra, it is more than sufficient for you. Please don't do any puja and pata excluding this. It is more sufficient for you. The cosmic energy generated by the Vedokta Gayatri mantra itself is having a power to attract a very highly cosmic energy generator like Sridhar Swami to himself. Then, what about the energy of Tantrika mantra in Kali Yuga?
It will be more.
It will be more effective. That's why Kalau Chatur Gunito is like a salt. The person or the sadhaka must have the knowledge of adding that sutra where it is very much necessary. If we collaborate it in a wrong, if we combine it in a wrong measure, automatically it will create disaster.
True.
That's why the practice of Agama is very much rare in India. We do have Agamokta temples or Tantra Samuchaya temples, and the puja will be done in the same vidhana. But when it comes to Havana, they perform the Vedic Havanas itself. The Agni Janana Vidhi and Havana Paddhati will be done in Vedic measures itself, because the energy emitted by Tantrika mantras is very much high. We do have this, some of the Tantrika Pariharas in Madhyama Kalpa also. But coming to the Japa part in this Madhyama Kalpa, the Japa, the same sutra of Kalau Chatur Gunito is also applicable in Madhyama Kalpa. But when it comes only in the Japa part, it will be applicable. But after Japa, we are ready to perform Tarpana, Homa and Dana, then the Ukta Pramana or the mentioned amount of Japa is very much okay.
Correct, I understood now.
And if we come to Kamya Karmas, as I said, that Mrutyunjaya Yaga or that performance of Sudarshana Homa or anything like that, if we combine that with Navagraha Shantis, then the principle of Akshara Laksha is applicable.
Okay, Akshara Laksha means
chanting.
Lakh.
If we have 8 Aksharas, we must do it 8 lakhs. Only Japa, this part will not have the Tarpana, Havana and Dana part.
Okay.
If we only give solution by Japa part, Japa in the medium of Japa, then the Akshara Laksha or Kalau Chatur Gunito is applicable. Okay. If we are moving forward with Tarpana, Homa and Dana, means the small amount of Japa Sankhya is okay. And coming to Tarpana, Tarpana is a thing where we transfer all the energy of Japa into water. If we had done a lakh number of Shiva Panchakshari mantra, we do have the accumulation capacity up to 1,20,000 per day. 1,20,000 per day. Because 72,000 nadis are there along in the human body. 36 Ida Nadi and 36,000 Pingala Nadis, 3 Nadi and Purusha Nadi. And then the rest of 50,000 are the Pancha Tattvas. Prithvi, Ap, Teja, Vayu, Akasha. Earth or soil, water, fire,
either
the Akasha. Sky and what we call
ether.
These 5 tattvas can hold 10,000 japas of a person. The japa performed by the person, for example, on behalf of XYZ, I do perform a lakh japa today. While giving, how to transfer this? The japa made by me, the energy accumulated by myself, how should I transfer this energy to the person or the victim? The medium of transferring this japa is called as tarpana. Tarpana will be made for each 10 japa, a single tarpana will be calculated. Means if we do 10,000 japas, 1,000 tarpanas will be done. If we do a mantra Om Namah Shivaya, after 10 counts or after completing 1 lakh counts, I must perform 10,000 counts like Om Namah Shivaya, Shivam Tarpayami. By pouring water on the right hand, we must leave it in a patra, and that accumulated water will contain the cosmic energy of Shiva Panchakshari mantra. And by saying Arjita, Acharita, Laksha, Shiva Panchakshari mantra japat, Arjita Sampurna Phalam, Yajamanaha Tubhyamaham Sampradade. By saying this, the whole energy accumulated by myself, by your direction of performing a lakh Shiva mantra japa, I am giving all the cosmic energy to you by this medium of water called Tarpana Jala to you. And that person who receives this Tarpana Jala, he may use it in bathing or he may have it as Tirtham also. It is a medium of transferring the cosmic energy of japa.
Got it. So,
Tarpana part is not at all a huge part. It is a small part which I explained now.
Yeah. So let's say if I am doing japa from for myself, do I need to do tarpan?
Yeah, 100%. Means tarpana part is only for kamya karma or parihara part only, not in daily puja or anything.
Okay.
Not in daily pujas. If you are doing, for an example, now you are having Sadhe Sat. If you are performing Shani Mantra Japa on your behalf, after completing 100 Shani Mantras, you must perform 10 Tarpanas. If you are doing Vedokta Shani Mantra, then also you can use Shaneshcharam Tarpayami. Or if you are using the Puranokta Mantras, then also you can use Shaneshcharam Tarpayami. Tarpana mantra will be adding Tarpayami to the mantra oriented God. That's all. That is a small part. But the next part, when we come to Havana, it is totally a big part.
And I am also doing Sondaralari Prayoga. So for every 100, so till now I have completed like 17, 17 shlokas. Mantra Japa and when we do Havana, so we have Tarpan also for every.
Yeah, it can. There are two siddhantas in that. Tarpana may be done along with the Havana also, or it may be performed separately. Some persons, they said the Shanti will be like Japa, Homa, Tarpana and Dana. Some person, they said Japa, Tarpana, Homa, Dana. The second one and third one may be replaced accordingly.
Yeah. So in
Tarpana and Havana or Havana and Tarpana, both give the same phala. Yeah. Both give the same result for you.
So when I do in Sondaralari, so first I will do Japa, okay, then Homa, then Tarpana. After that,
is also okay.
Yeah.
But coming to the Tarpana part, as you said about the Sondaralari, I am saying you, Tarpana Dravya will be different from each mantras.
Yeah, each logo is different. Sometimes it's milk, sometimes it's water.
Like, sometimes with ghee, sometimes with water, sometimes with milk, sometimes with sandalwood water, sometimes with honey, sometimes with Trimadura Dravya, sometimes with rose water. It will be different. But when we come to this Navagrahas, the Tarpana is only with water itself. Only with water itself. In Kamya Prayoga, we do have the different types of Tarpana, Dravyas and Padarthas. In some of the Tantric Prayogas, Satvika Tantric Prayogas, or in Agama, we do use buttermilk also and this lemon juice, Panaka also, for Tarpana. Here in South India, we perform that. Using that buttermilk and Panaka also, we use for Tarpana. And coming to Homa, this Homa part again have 2 to 3 parts in it. One Vedic performance of Homa is one part. Performance of Havana by Acharatva Siddhanta is one part. And Tantrika Havana Paddhati is third part.
Okay.
Tantrika Havana Paddhati, it is a combination of both Vedic and Tantric part. As I said you before, in some of the Tantra Samuchaya temples and Agamokta temples, where the worshipping of the main deity will be done in Tantra Bhaga and in Agama Bhaga, while performing Havanas, they do perform the mantra with Veda mantra only. This is called as Acharatva principle while performing Yaga. In Vedokta part, there are 2 Prayogas, one Shatpatra Prayoga and Ashtapatra Prayoga. In Shatpatra Prayoga, it is only, the Havanas are made only by ghee. We don't have any other things or any ingredients to offer in Havana or Homa. But in Ashtapatra Prayoga, we do have lot of dravyas. In some of the Homas, we need 4, as in Navagraha Shanti, we do use 4 things. Samit, Charu, Tila and Ajya. Samit means the small sticks of the Navagraha Vrikshas, Navagraha trees. Charu means the rice, the boiled cooked rice, and Ajya means the ghee part, and Tila means gingli. These four are the basic parts of an Havana or Shanti. But moving forward, we do have some 54 to 60 other ingredients to be offered in Havana as on when it is needed according to the Parihara part. Because in Rudra Yaga, we do use the paddy and tila or gingli mixed along with ghee. We use that thing. And the same in Mrityunjaya Yaga, we do have the 5 ingredients in one prayoga, 7 ingredients in one prayoga, 14 ingredients in one prayoga. And coming to the Dhanvantari Homa, we do have 5 ingredients in one prayoga, 7 ingredients in one prayoga, and 3 ingredients in one prayoga. These all ingredients are described and decided and narrated in Agama part, not in Vedokta part.
Okay.
Because Veda strictly says that the anti-fire items must not be offered to the fire god. Anti-fire items means milk mixed along with water, or anything which eradicates fire must not be offered to fire.
Yeah, the opposite cause of fire.
But while performing Mrityunjaya Yaga, there is a dravya called Payasikta Dhurva. Payasikta Dhurva means using Dhurva dunked in milk. We do perform that Mrityunjaya Yaga by milk and Dhurva also. But offering milk to fire is strictly, they strictly avoid this offering milk in Dhurva in Vedas. But in Acharatva it comes there.
Okay.
Even Havana part also we are having a lot of branches. But we should decide and we should have the knowledge of combining the grahas while giving solution in Havana part. Because each and every planet is not at all okay with all gods. If the person is having Buddha and Guru oriented problems, then there we cannot suggest the Ganapati Homa for him.
Okay.
If the person is exploited by Kuja and Ketu, then we can suggest Ganapati Homa for him and we can decide the Dravya also. Because I think in Atharva Shirsha only, in the last part, they say about the usage of Dravyas or ingredients while performing Atharva Shirsha Homa for Ganapati. Yo Modaka Sasrena Yajati Sa Sarvam Labate Sa Sarvam Labate Yo Durvankure Yajati Savai Shravanopamo Bhavati. There they directly suggest the ingredients what to be offered while performing Atharva Shirsha Yaga.
Modak and Durva.
Modaka, Durva, Samit, Arka Samit means the Arka Ruksha Samit, the small sticks of Arka Ruksha. They can be offered. There are some strict regulations also, and there are some suggestions also in Veda to what to offer to fire god while performing Havanas. Moving forward in this, when we come to Buddha, as we know, Buddha is Buddhikaraka, he is very much important in accumulation of knowledge, in higher studies, or in Santana Yoga also. There they suggest the Nila Saraswati Homa or the Saraswati Mantra Homa or the Vishnu oriented Homas for that. In order to give a very strength to Buddha Graha, the performance of Saraswati oriented Havanas or the Vishnu oriented Havanas are very much useful. This Havana part must be decided by astrologer himself. While deciding, the astrologer must have the knowledge of this both Dharma Shastra and Jyotish Shastra along with that, he must have the knowledge of the application of gods. What we say, where to apply Shiva, where to apply Vishnu, where to apply Shakti, where to apply Surya, and where to apply Ganapati. Ganapati can be, let's start in ascending order.
Okay.
Where to apply Ganapati? Ganapati can be applied in all the hurdle part. There we can come along with Ganapati, but the specification made along with Ganapati is Ketu. We must have the problem of Ketu Graha more than 60% in the horoscope. If we have the presence of Ganapati in the Havana, that Havana must have the Graha Shanti and the pressure of Ketu Graha more than 60%. If the Ketu is slightly around about 15 to 20%, then the Prayoga of Ganapati is not at all applicable for that problem. Because as I said you before, not only a single Graha is important for each and every prediction. But sometimes, if the only Ketu Graha is making all the exploitation in an horoscope, then as you suggested that time, then they can perform a lakh Ketu Mantra Japa along with Ganapati Mantra. They can perform this Ketu Shanti along with Mahaganapati Yaga.
So depending on the affliction of Ketu, we can increase the number.
Applicability and the degree of Ketu. As we know, Rahu and Ketu are Samasaptakas in 360 degrees. They do have 180 degree. They have 180 degree from 180 degree. 0 to 180 degree, 181 degree to 360 degree will be the limit across the Rahu and Ketus. By seeing the Panchama, Saptama and Navamastana from Rahu and Ketu, we can calculate the significance of Ketu, whether the Rahu is bold or Ketu is bold. If we come to know about the Ketu is bold, automatically we can suggest the client to perform Ketu Shanti along with Mahaganapati Yaga. Then it is an effect, it will be effective parihara for the client. But if the Ketu is in the dual status and Rahu is also performing the same problem in that horoscope, and the Chandra is not at all having the pushti in that victim's horoscope, in that time we must not suggest the Ganapati oriented parihara for those clients. Because what does Ganapati do? He do the only thing of curing the hurdles, that's all. And as we are lacking Ketu only in 15 to 20% means that hurdle will be automatically cleared by Ketu Graha itself. Then we are not meant to use Ganapati in that. But if all Grahas are under the limit of 10 to 20% and only Ketu is more than 60% troubling the horoscope means, then we can perform different types of Ganapati Yagas. We do have Bala Ganapati Yaga, as I said you before in last session. We do have Haridra Ganapati Yaga. We do have Uchishta Ganapati Yaga. We do have Ganapati Mula Mantra Yaga and Ganapati Atharva Shirsha Yaga, Ganapati Sukta Yaga, Ashtadravya Ganapati Yaga, Sahasra Modaka Ganapati Yaga, Siddhi Ganapati Yaga. We do have a lot of bifurcations and lot of branches of Ganapati Yaga itself. Depending upon the situation, if the client is finding difficulty in maintaining the family, then the Ganapati is different. And if the client is finding financial crisis, then the Lakshmi Ganapati Yaga is suitable for him. If he finding difficulty in marriage, then Bala Ganapati Yaga is okay for him. If the client is finding difficulty in Arogya, then Haridra Ganapati Yaga is okay for him. Then that type of Ganapati Yagas may be suggested to the client according to the performance or the situation of Ketu.
Ketu, correct.
But if Ketu is totally light, then Ganapati is not at all important. Then only the other grahas which are more than 60%, those grahas can be specified, and such grahas, God, it might be Devi, Vishnu or Shiva, may be given a beautiful space in performance solutions.
Okay.
And moving further in this Madhyama Kalpa, Havana is a part where offerings are made to fire god by chanting the mantras which are